Top of the morning, you ladies. My name is Big Beast, and today I have returned to play yet another beautiful game made of joy and glee. Now, I am currently recording this outside, so if you hear any wind, any birds, any weird machinery, that's why. That's just because I'm on my front porch recording this. So, just be aware, be alarmed. Okay. Now, I know my last post was a Minecraft video, but I want some early diversity in my channel, and what other game to play but Ultrakill? You may ask, what is Ultrakill, or what type of game is Ultrakill? Well, Ultrakill is a fast-paced retro-style first-person shooter game where we play as a blood-fueled war robot called V1. The game portrays V1's journey and descent into the layers of hell after humanity has gone extinct. Within Ultrakill's hell, there are only 8 released layers: Limbo, Lust, Gluttony, Greed, Wrath, Hearsay, Violence, and Fraud. The reason I said there's only 8 released is because later in the future, the last layer, aka the 9th layer, will be released, so Ultrakill is both ongoing and not completed. To not bore you with just the playthrough, I will also go over the general story, lore within Ultrakill, P-ranking any and all levels/layers, and I'll go over the secret rooms. We start on a high horse with a war that lasts 200 plus years and started in the early 20th century, where the nations of Earth became locked in an era of trench warfare. This was called the Final War. The Final War is implied to be an alternate outcome of World War I. Early into the war, automatons were introduced and deployed in wide-scale conflicts. On top of this, the first machine to use blood-dependent fuel was also created. The machines were named Guttermen. We won't see these Guttermen until the further layers, so for now, you'll just be seeing the average demons and whatnot. These machines are extremely efficient at clearing trenches out and single-handedly ended the trench warfare era. This set off the arm race, and nations scrambled to make countermeasures for the Guttermen, resulting in the creation of machines worldwide. Due to this, soldiers became obsolete and were sent back home. Initially, the soldiers celebrated, but soon found it pointless since the endless arms race left little behind. All resources were going into the creation of machinery, leaving impoverished civilians struggling to survive. As it states in the game, a war of all against all. The pinnacle of these machines is the Earth Mover, also called the Horsemen of the Apocalypse. These skyscraper-sized machines could single-handedly level cities and leave nothing but fire in its wake. With the creation of the Earth Mover, the final era of the war has begun. Eventually, the Earth Mover's huge bodies became front lines for smaller, more nimble machines, as the final era escalated further, cleansing the world in fire. The civilians who are still alive are forced to evacuate and build homes on the back of the Earth Movers. The world at this point became an inhospitable wasteland where no fauna or flora could flourish. In the final years of the final war, the V1 prototype, aka Us, was created. This machine boasted a new kind of exterior plating that allowed V1 to refuel on contact with blood, unlike the Guttermen who needed a blood source within the machine. V1 is also theorized within the Ultrakill community to be a counter to the Earth Movers. In the aftermath of the final war, soot, smoke, and decay eventually blocked out the sun, casting the world in what's called the Long Night. Earth Movers are powered by both sunlight and blood due to their gigantic sizes, so when the Long Night began, the Earth Movers died out one by one. Since war had become dependent on the Earth Movers, large-scale conflict was no longer feasible, leaving V1 no purpose and its development was abandoned. So finally, humanity called it quits and worked together to reverse the Long Night climate catastrophe, and thus began the new peace. After 200 plus years of conflict, humanity has focused its brain towards the long night climate catastrophe. In efforts to purify the tainted air within cities, machinery such as the street cleaners were created. These machines were successful enough to the point of making themselves useless later in the time frame of the new piece. Sometime within the new piece, the creation of V1's updated sibling V2 was created, boasting standardized plating since quote-unquote durability was far more important in times of peace when no bloodshed was necessary, states Ultrakill. Neither model was in demand, nor did they ever reach mass production since, while there was no war, it's likely only a single prototype build of each model remains in existence, states Ultrakill too. Like V2, drones were also created, but they were mass-produced as both surveillance cameras and security guards, armed with non-lethal ammunition. At some point in the new piece, the entrance to Hell was discovered. A mining complex was built around the entrance, and old machines were repurposed and were sent to explore it. The big arcade-like machines that V1 sees and interacts with at the start of every level or before boss fights are called terminals. These terminals were newfound technology that was able to convert physical matter into radio signals that could be picked up by another terminal and be reconstructed. Eventually, employees started noticing strange occurrences like doors closing and locking themselves, machinery going missing, and creatures being transported into rooms with employees. An unnamed employee theorized that Hell was sapient and was attacking the employees for its own entertainment, and urged the higher-ups to abandon the project. Accordingly, Hell's exploration and mining was abandoned due to the fear that it would find a way out and spread, leaving most machines trapped down there. Later, the same researchers attempted to reconnect to the terminals and discovered that they formed a symbiotic relationship with other machines in order to entertain themselves. Eventually, humans went extinct. It's unknown how, why, or when it happened. It was noted that an influx of new souls was sudden and widespread. There were so many new souls, the ancient river Styx overflowed and flooded the region of Wrath and created Ocean Styx, which is now the layer of Wrath. So basically, a mass extinction happened, but one on a level where no machines died. In my personal opinion, I believe that the game is trying to imply that the machines just, well, went rogue and killed all of humanity. Since, I find it strange that some mass extinction event happened and, well, only the humans suffered it. But who knows, it's up to interpretation. Following the extinction of mankind, machines now ruled the surface, and with no humans, blood grew scarce and the machines had to find new options. The machines left on the surface eventually discovered the entrance to Hell in an old mining complex. With blood getting scarcer, With blood getting scarcer and scarcer by the second, the machines flocked into hell to consume the blood of the inhabitants. These machines proved to be a real threat and were able to kill a lot of demons within the layers. In the early years of the final war, God disappears. For some general knowledge, so no one gets confused, God in Ultrakill is a monotheistic God with a council of angels within heaven. Following God's disappearance was chaos and panic in heaven. All angels were recalled back to heaven, leaving hell unsupervised, which had its effects. With the angels gone, Minos, the judge of hell, set out to create a paradise within the lust layer. Minos' philosophy was that he didn't believe humans deserved eternal punishment for loving one another, and rallying the citizens of lust, eventually lust was completely transformed from a wasteland into a huge, peaceful, civilized, and prospering city, with King Minos at the city's side. Inevitably though, the angels had come back to retake hell to eternally punish the sinners. Alongside this, they created a council of angels to replace the now absent God. Upon learning about the changes in hell, the council was pretty mad and sent down Archangel Gabriel with an army led by him down to restore the status quo, where Gabriel came face to face with the judge of hell. Upon Gabriel's arrival, King Minos tried reasoning with him, only to be met with Gabriel's divine power. With the King of Lust now slain, all that remained was the lifeless husk being controlled by snake-like parasites that were once commanded by Minos. Due to his incredible status and willpower, the manifestation of his soul is the largest husk ever reported, stated in-game. Note: a husk in Ultrakill is the physical zombie-like manifestation of damned human souls sent to hell. Now overridden with parasites, his gigantic husk only seeks sinners to punish, and is now destroying what the inhabitants of lust and King Minos worked so hard to create. Gabriel is one of the most well-known, respected, and feared angels within heaven, gaining his reputation through his power and efficiency. No matter the task Gabriel received, he will do it swiftly and precisely, earning himself the title Judge of Hell after dethroning Minos and ending the lust renaissance. Despite answering to the council, Gabriel is more beloved and popular due to his personality and active nature. Fun fact: Gabriel has two swords that are called Justice and Splendor, alongside with matching scabbards, although each scabbard has something engraved into them, one of which is Justice is Splendor and the other Splendor is Justice.
Machine, turn back now. The layers of this palace are not for your kind. Turn back, or you will be crossing the will of God. Your choice is made. As the righteous hand of the Father, I shall rend you apart, and you will become inanimate once more. Behold, the power of an angel! What? How can this be? Bested by this thing? Insignificant fuck! This is not over! May your woes be many and your days